afternoon and welcome to the afternoon edition on WBS TV. It is the second last day of the month of March, the year 2015. I'm Mildred Tohaisena. Let's take a look at the news. Vice President Edward Kiwanuka Sekandi has appealed to religious leaders in Kabarole district to work hard or else risk wallowing in poverty. Most religious leaders survive on offertories solicited from churches, which Sekandi finds tricky for religious leaders to survive on if they are to develop themselves. Sekandi made the remark while at St. Mary's Seminary in Fort Portio during the celebrations to mark its 50th centenary, while he represented the president as the guest of honor.
We shall count 10, let's start, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50! Congratulations and celebrations. I'm glad that people of Fort Portal are blessed with fertile soils compared to other areas. We need to remember and emulate the legacy of the founders. Be patriotic, disciplined, and work hard. In all aspects of your life, believe in God and have faith in His power of provision and deliverance. 1 acre of fruit like oranges, mangoes, and pineapples, 1 acre for bananas or other food crops, and 1 acre of pasture for zero grazing out for dairy. You can also have poultry and piggery for non-Muslims.
Now, with only a few months away to the kickoff of the campaigns ahead of the general elections in 2016, members of the civil society organizations have yet launched another campaign to check on exorbitant expenditures during the time leaders will be canvassing for votes. 90% of all those vying for political offices spend money in millions of shillings to get into those offices, including buying voters, which in the end compromises on the quality of leaders and service delivered. According to civil society organizations advocating for transparency, this makes it difficult for the electorate to demand for accountability in service delivery, and hence this campaign dubbed "Say No to Vote Buying and Selling."
Give us courage. Give courage to our young men and women in this land to stand for what is right, to say no more.
And a quick gain would be 100 shillings, 500 shillings. But that's what we want to change, that in order for us to fundamentally focus on the things that will change the country, to get good roads, to get good education and all that, we need to make sure that we strengthen government, we bring in credible leaders, and making sure that our leaders are not on pressure to do the wrong things.
But because people are poor, people accept to take this money that is brought in, which is very unfortunate. 2011, I was a candidate. Just before that, I won a by-election in 2010. But they brought in a lot of money.
Some people come into politics for personal agenda, and others come into politics for communal agenda. And you citizens of this country, you should be able to differentiate the politicians that you think are coming into office simply because they want to do good for them, for their own stomachs, or those who want to benefit the community.
Now, over 1,500 families that are likely to be left homeless after City Tycoon bought 6 villages they live on without their notice have pulled out machetes to protect their homes from being razed to the ground by employees of the Tycoon, who are under clear orders not to leave any homestead standing. The villages that have become a center of a bloody attraction, Butolo, Nakasozi, Kamwerele, Kachulchulo, Chendicho, Ngabano, Kazirangoma and Namaindi. However, police has been ordered to move in first before a mutiny occurs.
A mutiny is building up in the 6 villages of Mubende, alleged to have been bought
by a city tycoon, China, who now want over 1,500 families to vacate the villages. China is reported to have bought the villages without the notice of residents and want to plant trees on the 6 villages. However, this has sparked up running battles between the residents and employees of China who had moved in to slash crops of the residents to the ground. However, these called for an uprising from residents who opted to pick machetes to face off with the employees of the tycoon. They accuse police and their village leaders of conniving with the tycoon who runs a tree planting company called Farmers.
Emiti gyaffe we batagula bajja ne bagiwalagatta nitutayogera tetulina obwogerero banga tetulwanyaganya n'abasajja baduligera mu myaka 2 naye tetulina kalungi ke twakoze eki ke twatuuseeko naffe abakulembeze tutuuse ekiseera ne twenyuwa.
At the time, police arrived to contain the situation that was sliding in a state of a bloody mutiny. In this state of affairs, police managed to arrest 30 people suspected to be at the center of the confusion. However, residents had earlier accused employees of the tycoon of raping their wives and daughters and eating their foodstuffs.
Emmere yonna bagimazeewo tetulina kye tuwa baana bakuula bukuzi ne bw'okuba lipooti ewa maneja tabafaako.
Naye omusajja ne katali ali mukomera bamulanga ki akabanja ke mwaliyo twali wamu ekibanja kye bakisaawa ennyumba bagyokya basimbye emitemere bagimala omukazi kati muwomboozi naffe mutuleke twerewaaneko tuleme kusibwa mutuleke twerewaaneko ng'abantu nabo bantu tulwane bulijjo kulwana kubeerawo.
However, amidst an operation to ascertain the identities and nationalities of these foreigners brought in by the tycoon, they found in their homes illegal drugs like marijuana and cocaine, which meant that they operate while they are high on drugs. Patrick Sendija is the sub-county chief. He says that efforts to hold meetings with the management of Farmers, a tree planting company owned by the tycoon, about the fate of the foreigners brought into the village has yielded no results.
Babi nnyo kye kizibu kye nnina nnyo abantu abamu bagobaganya tebabasasulanga ssente bayingira buyingizi ebibanja by'abantu nga tebabawa ssente tebategeregana nga bagala kutwala ebibanja bya bwereere.
However, the previous day the RDC of Mubende Flores, Beyunga, is reported to have held a meeting with employees of the tycoon and appealed to them to stop persecuting residents. But the residents say the meeting seems to have worsened the situation.
Now, residents of Kabanda village in Chesiga sub-county in Masaka district have choked to death an elderly 70-year-old woman accused of practicing witchcraft and sending demons to the residents. The elderly woman was killed in the home of the defense secretary of the village, who was identified as Gerald Chitiamuwesi. But however, nothing so far has been done by the police to bring the defense secretary to book to answer charges of murder and taking the law in his own hands.
According to the grandson of the deceased Nasamba aged 70 first picked an argument with the residents in the course of the day. But little did they know that the argument over acts of witchcraft would build into a night attack on her home. The grandson narrates to our correspondent that they first had heavy stones being thrown on their house. This action was later followed by a kick of the door which fell inside. The only option left for them was to run to the residence of the village defense secretary for protection.
Aho ne bajja ne bakuba n'oluggi oluggi ne lumenyeka olulala ne balufumitamu ekituli. Awo jjajja n'atugamba tugenda naye ye maanyi awo gye baatusanze ne tugenda naye.
The grandson says upon arrival at the home of the defense secretary of the village, two people, Namugenye and Kiza, pulled her grandmother out of the residence of the defense secretary and used a hoe to lead her.
Ingira mu nyumba y'oyo mukulu Kityamu Weesi, twayingidde awo oyo Namugenyi n'ajja n'agamba mbu nno mwajjako abo abantu bonna b'oyingizizza bafulumye, we yatufulumizza awo ne basika jjajja ne bamukuba wansi.
According to the residents, they say Nansamba has been bewitching them and the action was long overdue.
Tutebanga abantu babera bebo kunyanga bagamba omukyalo oyo mukyala mukulu naye abantu abaloga ku kyalo assa abantu neje yava yaddukayo lwakutta ki bantu
kati omugenzi oyo yabadde alina bazzukulu be babiri bombi bawala basula nabo mu nju yadduse nabo teyabalese mabega era bagenza okumutta nga nabo we bali bayimiridde awo.
However, the defense secretary of the village, Gerald Kityamu Weesi, witnessed the murder in his home, condemned the act, but police says efforts to start the investigation into the murder of the elder Nansamba are underway.
Bugako eri tubadde n'abatemu bazinda abantu mu mayumba naye kyetubadde tukirwanyisiza nga kiweddewo naye kati ate abantu okulabika nti buli gwe bateebereza nti Morogo bamutta busi ekyo kyekikyatukumya enkifo
mu 2011 nga basima nyumba abantu ne batta ne family basima nyumba kati getugeza okukomyawo kitegeeza kati muze tetukyatya kutta abantu eno mbeera mbi nnyo.
Later, the body of the deceased was cross-examined by doctors and police established that indeed the elder Nansamba was killed using a hoe and bottles which are now at Masaka police as exhibits.
And with the sad news from Masaka, we'll take a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at news from elsewhere in the world.